pennant race going on, and the Indians are in it.
Yes, Les. What an amazing night last night. Indians 11-0 over the White Sox. Jose-Ramirez doing what he does. You referenced Giambi's dramatic walk-off. I think it was September 24th, 2013. Game 5 of the 10-game winning streak to close just to get into the wild card that year. And as you said, oldest to ever hit a walk-off homer. At the time, I don't think anyone's broken the record. I want to say last night, Jose-Ramirez became the fastest post-hamate bone surgery to hit a grand slam.
And a three-run homer.
And hit a three-run homer, all before the end of the third inning, and drive in 7 runs.
It got to the point. It got to the point where, for the second one, Matt Underwood and Rick Manning, Tom Hamilton, heard their calls on MLB Network. They were giddy. I mean, that's all you can be in a situation like that. You can't, sometimes if you're calling play-by-play, maybe you can project what's about to happen. There's no way in the world you could have come up with that.
No, I mean, you sensed perhaps something special when the bases were loaded for Ramirez.
Right, and now he's coming up to the plate.
You're thinking a solid single.
How about a walk?
Or a walk. I said that Carson Fulmer, the opener for the White Sox, who's been struggling, a big disappointment so far in his career. He was a top 10 pick in the draft. I thought he insulted Ramirez, 5 straight fastballs. Now, some would say he didn't have his control. He had to throw fastballs because that was the only pitch he could put in the strike zone.
Why would that embarrass him?
Well, because he's thinking Ramirez is rusty. Oh. I don't want to speed up his bat. I don't want to give him anything off speed.
I think he was wild and couldn't control the ball.
Okay, I'll listen to that. But if you show Ramirez a similar miles per hour 5 straight times,
it's going out.
He's going to hit one of them hard as long as it's in the zone.
Yeah. Well, he went the opposite way on the first one, and I was concerned that maybe because that's not the natural position for the ball hitting bat. But
what do you mean? He pulled the slam.
The slam was lefty. Lefty
pulled right, and then the righty pulled the left.
You're right. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
But that's drama. I know it's an 11-0 game, and you say, well, somehow they would have won that game. No, you don't know what's going to happen. They had the bases loaded, and he came through. And I just wanted to say after the second one, get him out, let him sit down. I know he needs to see some live pitching, but I don't want that guy hurt. He's too valuable.
Yeah, and it's so easily forgotten that on August 24th he had to be removed from the game, which for Jose Ramirez, I mean, it must have been excruciating pain.
Sure.
Turned out to be a fracture. He has surgery August 26th. Basically doesn't pick up a bat until very recently when he was doing some live hitting against Indians prospects, but no minor league rehab. Takes a bat that's relatively new with the axe handle to try to take the pressure off his hamate area.
Right.
So it just shows what a remarkable talent he is. And here was the thing. Just having Ramirez in the lineup, the presence, even if he didn't do anything, was good for Cleveland.
Right, but the fact that he did.
And then, as the cherry on the sundae, he's going for 7 ribbies.
This portion of More Sports and Les-Levine brought to you by the Ohio Lottery. All right, rematch tonight, and the Indians send Bieber to the mound. They'll take on the same Chicago White Sox. And again, tomorrow night, the Rays are at it. They've got the Yankees. Yankees need it, right? They need a win for home field?
Looking at home field. And let's go back to last night, too, Les, because it was so much fun. I'm doing the post-game show on WTAM 1100. We did it till 1 a.m. because White Sox didn't start till 8, and it wasn't over till like 11:15. So many callers, so many texters, because people are into it. Not because I was doing it, but because people were into it. And the excitement, the nervousness, the scoreboard watching, Tampa, deflates us with that walk-off. They refuse to lose. But we get help there on the Cleveland side at the bottom.
Well, you see what happened last night. The Indians defeated the White Sox 11-0. The Rays in 12 innings, a walk-off homer. and the Angels somehow defeated the Oakland A's by a score of 3-2. That's Oakland's second straight loss. I've just been assuming that Oakland's going to wrap things up. It's not necessarily the case.
So have I, Les. I did not see back-to-back stumbles by that machine under Bob Melvin, because they are as good as anybody in the second half of seasons. They lose, I believe it was the Rangers, the final game of that series, and then the game against the Angels. So all of a sudden the Athletics are in play when you didn't think they were, and now it's back to being a three-team pig pile.
All right, you want to take a shot here a little bit at the Chicago Cubs?
Well, yeah, I mean, as we look at...
Well, let me just recap this. This is the wild card standings right now. And Tampa Bay with the one-game lead. Well, there you see it. Cleveland has a
loss column.
Yeah, the all-important loss column is where Cleveland has a little bit of an edge at 93 and 64. And of course, Tampa Bay has one more win. That's how you derive the half-game lead of Tampa Bay. But that could be erased. Tampa Bay's got an off day. I think Friday. Thursday is an off day.
And then they open up against Shapiro's Blue Jays in Toronto on Friday. What's fascinating too, Les, is all three of those teams, if they care to do so, can look at the other two. Each one can look at the other two and say, they're probably going to win out. They're probably going to win out. So we have to win out.
Right.
You know, like everybody's thinking we got to win out because the schedules look favorable, especially when you realize that last series for the Indians in the nation's capital, the Indians are helped enormously by the fact that they won't see Strasburg or Scherzer, and probably will see non-regulars in the lineup because the Nationals have a very good chance of locking up the number one wild card seed.
All right, so